Hi everyone. Today we're going to assemble the Lyssa Archery Cresting machine. As you can see, there are already holes pre-drilled here on the top. And on the underside, there are non-slip foam feet already attached. These help the machine run more smoothly and quietly. Okay, let's get started. This is the motor bracket, and the motor will be mounted here later. This piece goes right here. Grab the Phillips wood screws and secure the bracket using the designated holes. Then move over to the other side. Grab the base part of the arrow guide. That's the next piece we need to install. Again, use the 2 Phillips wood screws in the designated holes, but don't tighten them too much or you might damage the base. Okay, let's install the motor now. You can see it has 2 threaded holes on the front. These 2 holes need to line up with the holes on the front of the motor bracket. The motor snaps snugly into its housing. Now take the 2 hex socket cap screws and drive them through the motor bracket into the threaded holes in the motor. This will lock it securely in place. Once that's done, we can move on to the arrow guide. Here we need to install the 3 rollers so the arrow can rotate smoothly and securely. But first we need to attach the pivot arm to the base. Drive the M4 screw through the outer hole of the pivot arm into the upper hole in the base. Make sure the raised section is on the side facing the motor. Place a washer between the 2 parts, then secure the screw from the back with the matching nut. The pivot arm should move up and down freely, but with a bit of resistance. Next, install the roller on the pivot arm. To do this, pass the screw through the ball bearing in the roller and into the second hole, then secure it from the back with the matching nut as usual. Next, we'll install the lower rollers. The only difference here is that a spacer is placed on the screw between the roller and the base. This is what it should look like now. Later, the arrow will be placed in this gap and held securely in place by the rollers, but you'll see that in a moment. Now we'll first install the coupling shaft, which the arrow holder will be mounted into. The smaller opening goes over the motor shaft and is tightened securely. Leave a bit of space at the back so there's enough clearance. Now we can insert the arrow holder into the larger opening of the coupling shaft and secure it in place. The arrow holder is surrounded by rubber O-rings, which apply pressure to the arrow once it's inserted. They're simply rolled over the holder and into the grooves designed for them. We're basically done. Now all that's left is to sort out the power supply. But first, I'll show you how to place shafts and arrows in here, both with and without knocks. Open the arrow guide, rest the arrow on it, and gently press it into the arrow holder. Then close the arrow guide again. With a shaft or an arrow that has a knock, the process is almost the same. You just need to place the index mark into one of the 4 slots. What I'm using here is a simple USB speed controller that's powered by a USB adapter. Depending on how you wire the motor, it will spin in either clockwise or counterclockwise. I prefer counterclockwise so it turns away from me because I like watching the rings pull themselves along the shaft. If you prefer the rotation towards you, just reverse the motor's polarity. Some controllers can even do that directly. Okay, my friends and followers, that's it. You've successfully built a Lyssa cresting machine. Congratulations. If you'd like to see more, leave me a like and subscribe. That would be awesome. So then, stay sharp, shoot clean, and see you on the range.